All right, I've got Lisa here and Roger who's walking over. Thank you guys for jumping on the call today. I'm recording this because we had several people that have events and things of that sort that able to make it. Let me take off this background so that there we go. All right, so again, thank you all for coming or jumping on the call. Just wanted to give everyone a little bit of a rundown of what we've been doing. We've been working closely.
Me
know.
too. I ran too.
I'm glad I didn't get a ticket on the way over here. I took the back roads. We've been working with Roger and Lisa and Ron at the last hotel and tasting room seminar. One of the discussions that came up as actually from, I think, Sunset Cellars, was trying to create a pass that included a variety of wineries within the Suisun Valley. Many of you provide tasting coupons to hotels currently. I know Caymus does, Vizer does, I believe Wooden Valley does, I believe you do, among others. And so rather than having if you've ever worked at a front desk at a hotel, there's usually that drawer with all these brochures and coupons and all this stuff when guests ask for it. So they're usually digging through there, trying to find whatever coupon they're looking for and hand it to the guests so they can then make their way out to your wineries or tasting rooms. And so the idea was to create kind of a passport, if you will, that not only provided the same discount or offer that each of your wineries or establishments are offering, but to combine that into a singular pass so that it encourages that visitor to go out and see even more wineries, highlighting more rather than the just individual ones. Again, not having to worry about running out of coupons and losing them, et cetera. Originally, the thought was to create a paper version of this, and we came across or was reintroduced to a product that we previously worked with, which was a digital pass. And it allows us to customize it for days of the week. It keeps it completely up to date, so there's no printed pass that may not have somebody or may want to include somebody that couldn't participate at the time. And so wanted to kind of demonstrate that for you folks today and gauge interest in participating. It's free of charge. It's something we have subscribed to, and we will be creating a pass individually for each and every hotel. We'll basically duplicate them. So individual hotels can even offer different types of perks. If they have a restaurant, maybe they get a free appetizer or discount. I just got off the phone with Kyle at Mancus. He's on board. He'll provide some sort of discount or free appetizer or something to that effect with that pass. The only administration on your part would be to obviously look at that person's phone that shows that pass is redeemed, and you would be then required to punch in like a 4-digit code. We can create a standardized one. You can pick your own, but that way a visitor isn't coming back and redeeming multiple times. And this will only be available to visitors coming to and staying at hotels in Fairfield. And we can, of course, get creative in other ways down the road, but as a kind of a starting point. So real quick. So we use this new feature here, which hopefully works.
That's cool. You can just.
some people brought up. That work our way through eventually. But for a couple of people, it's how the hell do I enter? How do I enter it in my system?
Can everyone see the little phone screen? Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So let me shut this. Oh, sorry.
Feel bad, you're like trapped in the bushes over there. Here.
All right, so essentially there'll be a QR code, a unique one for each hotel. And they will scan that QR code and it'll take them to this landing page. Of course, most and all of this language can be customized, images, etc. You go through, the guests would go through the sign up process. They also have a paid program. This obviously would be free. They go to checkout, and at that point, they would need to get or provide a little bit of information. And here we can also have opt-ins to receive information from Visit Fairfield or about the pass itself, if there's new passes that are available, etc. And then you go to complete order. And that's it. You will get a text message that will allow visitors to access that pass, or you could just go to access my items. And this is all web-based, so there's no need to download an app. It's all web-driven. It gives you instructions on how to create a little icon on your phone. So you would just click here and you go to add to home screen. It allows me to do that. Add. There you go. So you'll see here. I'm still learning how to do this. So this is where that pass is now accessible. It's just a hyperlink to that website. So we go ahead and pull that up. And you go to view your pass. So here it'll give a little information about, and again, customizable for however we want it. It will list all the participants. These are all just defaulted to a generic number. Whatever you decide to offer the guest is completely up to you. It could be, you know, again, it's completely up to you. We're not dictating any of that, but just to click on one here, let's say you click Camus, let's say they're at Camus. This is geolocated as well. So I don't know if we'll be able to actually click this. Oh, we can. You click select coupon, confirm redemption, continue, and essentially this is where you would show the staff at the tasting room, or the visitor would, and that they would type in a 4-digit code just so that it shows the pass as redeemed.
Type it into
Just their phone,
their phone.
right?
I don't have that active in the test, but
This is still a demonstration, so. And then once they do that, they receive whatever that is. Some of you, again, whatever your little discount cards or promotional cards that you're offering currently to the hotel front desks. I know some of you are doing 2-for-1 tastings. Somebody's doing a free tasting Sunday through or Monday through Thursday. Whatever that is, we can load that based on time. So let's say somebody downloaded or signed up for this on Thursday and they show up to your place on Friday. Well, that offer or promotion will change based on the time, the times that you've instructed. So even if, of course, on the weekends, you're not necessarily looking for that traffic, or you are, depending, you can change what that offer is. I see Colleen's on here. You can even have a separate listing for back roads and then the landing or Buzz Coffee if you chose to. We're starting this off as kind of a Sassoon Valley driven pass, but you'll notice on the call also we had a hotel employee appreciation event Tuesday over at Nitro Racing or Nitro City Racing out by the mall, and they were interested in participating. And eventually we'd like to grow it so that it's kind of a visitor
Like the city pass or whatever.
kind of a
something like that.
visitor pass. Yeah. I just talked to the city today. They want to create one just for like downtown restaurants, to create like some sort of discount programs or promotional programs. I know sometimes discount is a bad word, but upon talking to many of the tasting rooms at that hotel and winery tasting room seminar, under the radar, there are these cards being handed out, and this isn't something that's going to be available to the public at large. This is only for visitors staying at hotels, so it's truly your target market of who you're looking to work with. We are currently in talks with a new booking engine. Sorry, Roger, you got my email. And they will actually be able to, through the booking process, actually add this pass onto their booking as well, free of charge. So they're actually even aware of it before they arrive, in hopes that perhaps they add a day and do some more visitation out in the valley. We're going to be encouraging the individual hotels to have an offer on there, even if it's a limited service hotel that says, hey, if you found so much to do that you need to add a second or add an additional night, present this to the front desk and and perhaps receive a discount on your additional night, so that the pass is truly serving the purpose of not only pushing the traffic out to the Sassoon Valley and to the various attractions in and around Fairfield, but it's also encouraging that visitor to add that additional night, which is ultimately our goal. So I'm happy to kind of entertain questions or kind of look around. You could also, in this, if we had additional passes, they could be listed here. Obviously, this is a demo, so there's none. You can sort this by business type, I believe, or is that dates? I don't have my glasses on either, so that's lovely. You could do, look it up by map. So pull you up by your geolocation and, they're like, oh, wow, there's this winery right next to where I'm driving. Let me pop in there. And they can take advantage of that specific, promotion that they may be offering.
And then what I like is you can see there, it crosses off. You've already used it,
Right.
so you can't use it again.
Any thoughts, questions? The hope was that we launched this by the end of the month, in anticipation for the start of the Come Over October campaign that I know the Vintners Group is and ourselves are also pushing. We've been pushing it already because people that are coming here to visit need some time. But the idea is that this can kind of create a way for a little bit of a pass. If we chose, and this is, again, I don't want to make this more complicated than it is, we could actually gamify this where each check-in then gets a certain number of points, and maybe if you get a certain number of points, you come to the visitor center and redeem something. That's something we can, a bridge we can cross down the road, but creating kind of a sense of, hey, let's go to more of these places. We're only 10 points away from redeeming our little commemorative souvenir glass or whatever that might be.
Is it pretty easy to update? If we want to change what we're offering, it's
Yep.
simple.
Shoot us an email and it's a back-end cloud-based system that,
Nice.
it also allows us to then, gather data, obviously, of these visitors. We can, I know you guys saw, many of you saw the report that we presented at that last meeting as to visitation, and this was based on mobile device tracking, which, by looking at a couple different metrics, was pretty accurate. But not everyone's going to use this pass, but this will also further show that actual
Direct
kind of
engagement.
direct engagement and actual conversion of somebody that has came to the winery and redeemed something. We can see which ones they didn't redeem, or, you can set limits of how long this pass is active. If you only want it to be active for a day, 2 days, 3 days, whatever that might look like.
Let me add some let me add some context to this. It probably doesn't work right now, but if you go to the association website, SiscoValley.com, and click on places to stay. We have Jose Diaz and Anon and a few others have basically overhauled that entire page. And we now have a live hotel booking function on that page where you can actually book a room. We've tied it directly into Come Over October for the launch of this thing, which is an industry program across the country that is attempting to knock down the problems that people are having with consuming alcohol and bad research and stuff like that. And the premise is socially getting together over a glass of wine. What we have done here in Sassoon is to take that to a next level, and to try and put it together in a getaway concept, and 1 night or longer getaway. So the SassoonValley.com website now is the platform for booking this stuff. And you can create, I know not every hotel has got a price offer up on that yet, but we've got a number of hotels with price offers up on the site, and you can book it directly there. The idea would be that there's 2 additional components that come to that. One is several of you are on Talk. Lisa's on Commerce 7. But let's just start with Talk, because we know there's at least 3 players in the Valley, Village 360, Caymus, and Wood Valley, that are on that. And we would we'd have a link on this page that would allow a person to jump onto that and make a tasting room reservation through the normal systems that you have in place. And then finally, this would be the vehicle to close the door on the whole program, would be a tasting pass that would be involved. So you would be able to, in essence, book your room, book your tasting venue stays. I know we can do at least 3, and then we'll figure out how to maybe do Commerce 7, so we get at least 4, and whatever else other people are out there on, where you can actually come in live and do a tasting room reservation, and then tie it all together with this app so that whatever anybody wants to do, and this is, as Anon said, it's up to you. There's no pre-format on this. If you want to do 2-for-1 tasting, free tasting, I'm not giving you anything, but I want you to come tasting, that's all fine. And having been around the hotel industry for a long time, I do know very fondly that what we have in Fairfield not only is more than adequate room product for our guests. I mean, we have got a lot of rooms here that are high quality, but the brands have corporate cleanliness standards, and they apply to lobby, front desk, they apply to in-room. And the one thing they don't tolerate is a bunch of junk laying around. So if we load up front desk with 15 different business cards and say, here's your tasting deal, here's your tasting deal, and the brand auditor comes through, well, the GM gets written up and all that stuff comes off the desk for good. So this eliminates all of that. Everybody can just play digitally on this thing and be able to understand exactly, what type of reservation someone has made and what program they might be tied to. What's really happening here is we are on the start of building a destination, a wine region destination that is a hotel product, a tasting room product, and the overall entity of Fairfield Sassoon Valley. We would look to, I know some of the restaurants are on Talk, some of them aren't. We would look to be able to link that portion in so that a person could then make they got their hotel room, they could make a dining reservation, whether it's at Village 360 or it's here in Fairfield. They can do that, and they got their entire travel stay laid out before they get here. And this is the big departure from where we are today as a valley and a community, and moving to the next level of actually moving up to a destination. There's no doubt that we got to crawl, walk, and then run. So what we're doing right here is the crawl part. We're going to try and figure out exactly what's working, what's not working in this. If people participate and come over October, we're going to have a whole month to see how things really functioned. This pass allows for differentiation between weekday and weekend fees and programs. So if you only offer
Daily. It
Yeah,
could
it's
be
daily.
anything.
So if you only offer a tasting room program Monday through Friday, bingo,
If you're not open certain days,
bingo.
you won't appear during those days. Sorry, not to cut
ahead.
you off. I wanted to show you kind of the next iteration we hope to kind of move towards. This is Visit Folsom. You'll notice here, it's similar to our booking engine, the dates and stay. But as soon as you put that in, you've got these, they offer some freebies to their guests. Let's say they wanted a free lift card. Okay, great. There, you select that. And let's say you got 2 adults, apply, and then you hit search. Now, the next screen is where these passes come in, because you can go, let's say you go to view and book the Hilton Garden Inn, and you say book. Where are we at here? Book. Oh, sorry. Book now. Okay. And now we can present them with a variety of passes that they can add on, or in this case, this could be something like ours, a Fairfield Savings Pass, etc. Right? Learn more, or you click that, you go add to cart, it's $0, checkout, and now you're at your final part of your booking, and if there was some paid passes, which we're not subscribed to the paid pass component, depending on how well this works, and if there's something we wanted to kind of incorporate, like let's say it's a Camus tasting for however many people, or a something. We can get creative, but it shows you here, your room rate, your taxes and fees, your lodging, and then it shows you the savings pass, and you fill out your information and you click complete booking. And now this guest has got their pass well before even arriving here in Fairfield, which again allows them to do a little bit more exploring in advance to possibly then go, whoa, there's all this other stuff. Maybe we should have a second night. So this opens up even more of that flexibility. By the time a guest is here, the percentage of how many people have a flexible schedule is probably relatively limited. But if they're booking a month in advance and they're looking at a pass saying, well, wow, there's all these wineries out here, and I can get all these free tastings or discounts or whatever I can get at these tasting rooms, maybe we can add an extra day and move some things around. And
Bring
again,
up your booking engine again to where the hotels are. Keep going, but Just bring
Well, this is it. I'm not
that.
gonna
Okay.
book a room.
Um,
Folsom doesn't need my money.
well, you need a room to
Uh,
recover from your run.
nope, this is the back end. So currently, this is our booking engine.
What I wanted to do was I wanted them to see the rates that are for the properties.
Oh,
Okay.
oh, so that's the other thing is that other engine
Hmm.
goes through Sabre.
Okay, that's just for right now. I just wanted to get there. What I'm asking Anand to do is, this is his current booking engine with his properties. And when you go on it, you'll notice not every single, this, was it 16, 17 properties?
19.
19 properties. Not everybody has rates, but look over there on that right-hand column. And some of these properties are really not what I would put in our set. But a lot of them are. And then look over there at those rates. What you would see 10 miles to the west of us would be 4x on those rates, minimum. And this is one of the big competitive advantages we have in bringing hotel overnight stays into the tasting experience of Sassoon Valley, is that it all of a sudden becomes a very affordable getaway. The quality of the properties goes from, what would you say, 2-star to
Well,
4
these,
star?
these are about three, your normal 3 diamond properties. There's a couple 2 diamond properties. The reality is that ultimately, I suspect you'll take a visitor
Yeah.
from any hotel. And as we showed on that report, there was visitors coming from every single one of these types. Of, even the 1-star properties, they still had some visitation. Was it a lot? No, of course, but there was still some. So this pass it doesn't cost us any more to create a pass for the Quality Inn as it would for the Hilton. It's just duplicating the pass for their own purposes, but it allows us to track a little bit better as to where these people are coming from and which hotels they're coming from and where they're going to.
Now, the next thing I wanted to just kind of overview is there's just under 1,600 rooms here in Fairfield. You kind of see the assortment of properties sitting in front of you there. And you're running 62,
63%.
63% occupancy. So you can do the math pretty quickly and you can realize that there is roughly about 400 rooms available every single night. Well, not every single night, because there are some high demand periods in tasting rooms, high demand periods in hotels, but functionally, there's almost 400 rooms available every night. Those exist. There's no hotel that has to be built. But what I'm encouraging everybody to look at is those are your 400 rooms to fill for your guests. And that is how we immediately are able to enter into being a destination. The product is sitting here and it's available almost every night. And the efforts that we're going to try and put in to this is knowing full well that there's inventory readily available for the guests to book into, and we just have to give them the tools. So this page here that Anand has got up right now, this is the live page from the site right now, focused on Come Over October. I've seen a few little nits in the copy that probably are running a little bit out in front of ourselves, because I think it's talking about the tasting pass already and we don't really have it all bought into. But that's the idea. If you are curious about what Come Over October is, just go to comeoveroctober.com and it explains the entire thing to you. It's a national industry platform that is trying to bring people back to tasting wine in a social setting. And here, this runs the entire month of October. And that booking engine you can take it way into the future if you want to, or you can get very close with it. But if you look over there on the right-hand little box, it says all lodging right now. And one of the exciting things to me, and I think will have a big impact on the valley, is Anon has been able to configure his business improvement district for the hotels to now allow the kind of Airbnb, VRBO, independent private one-off property in Sassoon Valley to now enter his inventory
Really?
and to be bookable.
It's supposed to go live October 1st.
Okay, concept is somewhere in October, we get that part live. We already know a few of the entities out there have signed into his program with one-off esoteric lodging. It's not the standard hotel, but it is in the valley. And so it goes even deeper into being a part, booking into the destination. And I have told Anon, the minute, I know there's a lot more of it sitting out there. The minute some of those owners see that he's embraced this stuff and that you can actually get into a revenue stream through the Fairfield Hotel or VCB, we're going to have more people coming, and it would not surprise me to see that we might have as many as 25 to 30 pieces of esoteric overnight inventory sitting right in Sassoon Valley for that guest, as well as the 1,600 rooms here in Fairfield, but the 400 that I look at and say, that's ours to fill. And anybody that is trying to run a destination understands that without the hotel room available, you can't get anywhere. And this tool is now getting us there. There's going to be a lot of enhancements to this and a lot of various things that will improve it, but it's up and live. This is not some, gee, we want to do this and I wonder how it would work. This thing is up and live right now. So the big thing that we need for the October promotion is we need at least a minimum of, a couple, 3 people in the valley to go, yeah, I'll jump on that Tasting Pass program and get our stuff into it so that we can complete this entire package of overnight stay, reservation at tasting room, and the pass that gets you in there. We did uncover 2 days ago that Talk, even though they have 3 clients here in Sassoon Valley, if you put in Fairfield, if you put in Sassoon Valley, you put in 94534 in search, 0 comes up.
Roger, I spoke with Talk today,
There we go.
and it's because of the search engine. You have to put something in the search engine that gives availability to somebody in the valley. Otherwise, we don't show up. It's that specific. So you would
What's
have to
that
put
number?
it on this date at this time. I'm looking for something, and then Woodin Valley would be the first thing that pops up. It's
You can't just browse a region?
no.
That seems limiting.
Well, it's just like the booking engine. You got to put in a date first before it comes
Yeah,
up. So,
but if you go to Expedia, yeah.
okay, at least it
yeah,
explains it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, we're
I was
losing
pissed.
hair over this as to why won't that happen. That explains what has to be done. That's a pretty easy fix for us to implement right now.
Mhm.
But we got to get it out to the consumer base.
I call BS.
Okay.
Oh, you just,
Because
just
I
tried-
just typed in San Francisco and got every San Francisco restaurant,
Yeah.
and I didn't put in a
I
date.
think because they offer that. So we don't take same day reservations, and we only do 11 and 1 p.m. So it's that specific to us personally. I think that's what Megan means.
so going back to the pass, I believe, and I'll have to double check, maybe Amanda, you can answer this question. I believe you could also limit the number of redemptions per day. I mean, that'd be a good problem to have, I suppose, but in the off chance somehow this just goes crazy and you're like, whoa,
There we go.
I just
Yeah.
got 20 people
It's
in
there.
one day with these 2-for-1 coupons from the hotels. Again, good thing,
So
people
there
are
are
coming
three.
from the hotels, but if you did want to limit it, I'm not sure, Amanda, is that
I'm not positive. I would have to go into the back and
with the
try
development?
that.
Lisa was just able to get the 3 entities that are on Talk up onto her phone. So, we'll get some insight from her as to exactly what she put in to get it there. And then we're gonna have to come up with.
Availability.
We'll probably have to put some instructions on the places to stay page on how to access talk reservations for the consumer, at least for now, until we might be able to get something better
I
set up.
think we could throw money towards talk, and I don't care if that's what we want to do, that's fine. But if we want it to be more a big picture, it seems like you could have another pass that's just a booking reservation list.
Well, actually, when you click on the individual wineries,
Yeah,
they said we could include a hyperlink in there.
yeah,
So
so it
if-
doesn't have to go to talk at all. It can go directly to the winery.
Well,
being
You
landed.
can put your talk link in there and it'll take it directly to.
That's what I
book
meant.
reservation.
Every winery has its own
Unique ID.
unique third-party place that they use their reservations. You guys pay talk. Some people have it built into their website. You may at some point choose not to use talk. So you wouldn't want a whole system built
Well,
on.
We already have a link created that takes them directly to book with us on our talk page. That's what we use on our
Yeah.
website. People book.
Exactly. So what I'm getting at is you could have just like how you have your list of promotions, they book either directly through that, or you just have a list of where to visit. Without
Absolutely. There,
right?
yeah, it doesn't have to be. Yeah,
Promotion
right.
driven.
It doesn't have to be promotion driven. And of course, like I said, I know many of you aren't necessarily looking for that traffic on, the Friday, Saturday. Some of you are, but whatever your individual wineries needs are for demand, or you can adjust that however you see fit. The other thing that I think is important to note is that like I said, I think when we double checked with them, you can put the individual. So if you click on, Telenas, and can you make reservations through your?
Yeah.
Okay, so we could have that
Go
unique.
right to her reservations.
Unique reservation hyperlink, and we'd shorten it, and they would click on it, and it can go directly to the reservation page. Now, that would take you out of maybe we put in promo code or mention promo code, bandwidth, whatever we decided to do, so that she sees the reservation and sees that it came through the pass, because you're not going to be able to recognize it otherwise unless there's some sort of promo code, or you know what I'm saying?
All of us can book a specific reservation SKU for that. We want to get that crazy, like where that
Gotcha.
link takes you to a specific reservation type.
Right.
But I don't know how sophisticated everybody is, but I'm sure Woodin Valley can do that. I know I can do that. You could take them to a specific reservation type that comes from you guys, but I think
You can, but I think you would also want them to see everything you have to offer.
yeah, it really just depends on the goal of,
Right.
What's the point of it? I think redeeming with your little pass is best, and then just letting them see all of your reservation options is
Right.
probably more correct way to do it.
Mhm.
But everyone's gonna have a different direct link.
And get creative with again, if you do choose to offer a tasting, maybe it's when you say a 2-for-1 tasting, or maybe you call it a limited tasting, 2-for-1 limited tasting. Maybe that's 1 white, 1 red. Whatever that looks like for your needs. I think that it's the goal is to get them to your door and into your tasting room. At that point, you can be, that whatever that offer is hopefully the driver. And once they get there, they may go, no, I'd rather do a full, all 4 or 5 wines or whatever. No, we'll just pay it. No big deal. You know what I mean?
I have a question. Take us back to the beginning of how a guest shows up at the hotel tonight or today. They check in early.
Right.
Yeah. And where are they going to see this? Where are they going to have access to this
The
pass?
goal is, and I know we got to kind of work fast here because we're coming up on, October here, but the goal is to print business card size cards with a QR code, which
That's it.
we're going to work with the hotels to put, into their key packets.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So
I've
that way, it's, as the front desk agent is talking to them about their room location and the breakfast and so on and so forth. And also, oh, as an added value, we've also included this Sassoon Valley or whatever we decide to call it, like I said, because there's going to be some items, hopefully even we can get Jelly Belly in there to add something. But hopefully that then they go back to their room, they drop their stuff and they're like, oh, what's this? Let me check this out. Let me explore.
That'd be the ultimate to me, and that would be the ultimate way, because almost everybody would get one, and it like you said, it gets rid of all the other junk stuff we have. Everybody's in one. Do you think that these corporate hotels would be receptive of their staff passing out a pass like that? Is that going to be any kickback there, you think, or is that going to be okay? Because that's the ultimate, to me, that's the absolute best thing you can do is, everybody's going to get one.
Right.
Yeah. Even the size of the room key would be cool, even if we made something, whatever it might be.
No, I agree. And I don't know if you remember back in the day, they used to have sponsored key cards. So a local
Yes.
That's
restaurant
true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
and all the chains got rid of all that too. They didn't want to deal with that because there was a
branding
liability
was off.
link apparently,
Yeah.
And so with this, I know one for sure, Will, the Hilton is on board to even put up the screen that we've discussed. They're more of a ask for forgiveness later mentality, but is inconspicuous as it is, and as kind of non-threatening, if you will. It's very generic, basic. It's a one card. It's not cluttering your front desk. I can't imagine there'd be a lot of pushback, but
It's
Uh,
more of a what's going on in your area.
right.
Yeah.
If the card was even branded, what's going on in your area, and it just happens to take them to this.
And
tab.
at that point, we could actually even create a link tree where it takes them, when they scan that QR code, it's like, here's a visitor information link and
Yeah.
here's your wine tasting pass link
Absolutely,
or whatever.
that's how
And
it
they could
seems to
then,
me.
so that way the card could be the way it's descriptive as more
The
visitor.
corporate standards are all about clutter.
Right.
That's what they're about, is clutter, and they just don't want to have every lobby and every room loaded with clutter. I mean, this Come Over October has table tents and all kinds of stuff, and at first, well, Christ, we get table tents in every room, but then it becomes obvious that's not going to happen. And at the front desk, they're looking for cleanliness up there to transact. But something innocuous going into the room key card envelope is not creating clutter anywhere, and it's a guest benefit. And I can't imagine a chain would have a issue with a property over that.
Right.
That'd be the ultimate. I mean, how much better is that to have one little small card linking to so much information that every single room guest gets would be incredible.
I mean, what I'm seeing right now is, this, as I said, this is kind of a learning exercise, and we got to crawl, walk, and run. But we have learned quite a bit just talking right now about some aspects of this that have already refined it, I think,
Yeah.
in the way we're going to approach it. And so the big message is patience, and working through how it is supporting you or causing you some grief, and getting that back on the table so that we can constantly refine this thing. The next big one that comes up right after this is our anniversary celebration, where we've got a 5-day run, and what are we, 150 a day?
And that way we can actually create a whole separate pass that's provided only to the people that have purchased tickets. And it could be a custom link pass that, again, that would show anniversary celebration, and, and they can then go property and or to each tasting room and participate tasting room and redeem the same way. But this would serve the purpose as kind of the distribution of the tickets, or how they kind of track it.
We brainstormed that before, but it's becoming where it seems like this could be more palatable to the group.
Yep.
Right.
Exactly.
Like the.
The big picture here, and I know we talked about it in the last seminar, but I'll just go back to it. Through some of the technology Anand's got access to, and then I did some forecasting off of that. basically, we have a pretty clean idea right now that these hotel rooms are generating about $900,000 a year in revenue into the venues in Sassoon Valley. And we really haven't done much to make that happen. Yeah, we got some tasting passes at front desk and we talk a little bit about it. But this is, if you come back to those 400 rooms, if we filled half of that, that 900,000 starts to look like 5 million, $7 million in revenue coming out of the hotel rooms on an annualized basis into all the venues in Sassoon Valley. And I don't know who the hell would not want to be involved in that. That's money coming in your door. And it's sitting right here in town. We just have to seize it or else they go somewhere else.
Awesome.
So here's, we got to wrap up here because there's a hard stop to this meeting room. But you're going to get an email and it's going to have a link to this Zoom for those that weren't on it, or if you wanted to go back and refer back. So it'll have a link to this video and then there'll be a link to a form for you to participate. And it'll just say what your winery is, what you want to offer, what days you want to offer it, and then picking like a personal PIN code for the redemption component. There's also a one-sheet PDF that we can provide you or your front or your tasting room staff so that they know how to, it's a pretty, I mean, once they show it to you, it's like, it's, you know, you punch in the 4-digit code, but you should be receiving that hopefully by tomorrow morning, and we'll kind of go from there. But if you have any questions in the meantime, of course, reach out to me via email, or I'm sure you all have my cell. But yeah, I'm available to answer any questions as well. But again, thank you all for jumping on this call, and we're excited. And let's get some more visitation out to the valley from our hotels.
This is exciting.
Yeah, thanks you guys.
All right, thank you. Cool.
Yep.
Bye.
Have a good night.